Joyquilts in Ardrossan. Today we're going to be doing the second border of a multiple border quilt. The nice thing about this is you can use a totally different design and put it in a different spot. That adds more interest to the quilt. The first border we did was a little more simple. This one's a little more ornate. It's kind of a bit fancier, so we're going to try to get that to go in here. As we're working on the bottom of the quilt, you can see that it's a bit floppier. It's not quite as tight because it's not tied on as tightly, and the bottom does tend to kind of move around a little bit. We always find that the middle of the quilt too tends to pull up, so especially at the end, we have to kind of stand here and really be long arm quilters. So the trick to doing this is you measure your safe area to be exactly the area that you want to quilt in. And then you add about a 32nd of an inch so that it'll accept your pattern and not say that there is no pattern, there's no design in the safe area. It gives us great freedom with design. So any of the edge-to-edge quilt patterns can be used on a border. Block patterns are much more difficult to use on a border, but the edge-to-edge ones work really nicely. Because of course you can manipulate the shape and get them to go exactly where you want them. I'm paying a little more attention to this now, so it should be a little bit better. It should go a little bit more into where I want it to go. It's not popping into the border so much. It's a little bit, which is fine because the other border will nest nicely into that one. Because this quilt doesn't actually have a top or a bottom, it was simple enough just to invert the design so that the same circular parts go to the top and the bottom of the quilt. On the sides, we're also going to do that to make sure that the big circles go towards the inside of the quilt. It just kind of gives it more balance. So you can see the human quilt clamp here at the bottom. We don't really have a lot left on the bottom, which is okay because, as you know, we float our quilt tops. And I'm basically just trying to hold it so that that border hits where I want it to. It doesn't go too high or too low. So that's it for adding the first, or the inner border. The next thing we're going to do is add the outer border, and then we're going to flip the quilt on its side and do the inner and outer border on those edges as well. Joyquilts, joyquilts.com. Questions and comments are always welcome.